Hi, welcome back. Mark Murphy. I'm with Douglas Quinby. Today we're going to delve into the home-based market, Doug. Let's talk about where the trends are in terms of channel growth with travel agents. And we know one of them is the home-based segment.
Yeah, the growth has been extraordinary, up from, I think, 31,000 in 2007 when we did our first study to about 40,000 in 2011. So that's unbelievable growth.
So
over
big
the last 4
growth,
years.
almost about 30% growth. Yeah. And then when you look at that growth, you say, okay, what's driving it? So some traditional agents are moving out of the storefronts, and some newbies are coming in. But the newbies aren't raw, they're not coming out of college, they're typically second careers.
Yeah, we see that those newbies, which tend, by the way, to be coming in through the host model. So, and this is a real, I think, important issue for the agency community. Where is that new blood, right? Those new industry professionals going to come from? We see that where they are coming in, it's largely through the host agencies that have made recruiting younger professionals and second careerists into their business.
How productive are those agents that are in the hosted model?
Well,
what are you seeing between them and the independent guys?
You know, they're not nearly as productive, but that makes sense, right? Because we see that the average number of years that they've been in the business is much smaller. So the home-based independent, we really see that segment as the retail kind of leisure storefront migrant, right? So they're trying to move their business into the lowest kind of cost model possible. So they're taking their Rolodex of suppliers and customers, and they're bringing it into their home office. And look, now there's so many incredible online tools now that suppliers and other companies are providing to agents to handle, client management, booking, back office. That the business now really is very possible as a kind of home-based, almost a virtual type of model.
Are there any negatives to that type of business model for the agents? Do you foresee any challenges for them in terms of getting their message out or being visible?
I don't see it so much of a problem for agents, but I do think it makes things tougher for suppliers, right? I mean, the more fragmented a market becomes, and look, this market was already pretty fragmented to start with, especially on the leisure side. So that creates challenges for suppliers, right? How do they find those home-based agents? How do they find the ones that really
can produce?
And how do they find the ones that maybe aren't so productive but are serious and they're
beginning to ramp up?
Right.
Yeah, and that really is kind of interesting. So what are you seeing? Where do you expect that trend line to grow? It's been 30% since 2007 growth to 2011 with your report that's now out in 2012. Where do you anticipate the home-based segment growing?
Well, we do see continued growth. In fact, we asked storefront agents to tell us what their plans were, and about a third of them said, well, we're considering moving to a home-based model still. So that suggests that there's still going to be some migration to come. And we are also seeing some growth on the hosted side of the business as well, with bringing new business in. So I would expect to see continued growth.
Do you anticipate seeing new host agencies come in to really go out and find people and sell the business opportunity? Because then we get into that whole MLM thing, because a lot of times these are looked at as card mills as opposed to real businesses, because they're selling the dream of travel and building your big business, right? So how do you avoid that while still trolling out there for people to understand the business opportunity? I'll give you a great example. I was on a webinar with Guy Young from Uniworld. Average booking $9,000, average commission $1,600. You could concentrate on just selling river cruises one a week, 50 weeks a year, take 2 weeks vacation. You're making about $75,000 a year. That's a pretty darn good living, not really producing a ton of volume in terms of transactions.
Yeah, no, it's true that there are opportunities. In fact, a big piece of the study really looks at the type of travel, right, that agents are selling, and we see a very significant difference in terms of that average transaction value, that average yield that they're delivering. But look, this is a fragmented, it's a largely unregulated industry, and there are benefits to that, right? There's a lot There's a lot of flexibility, but it's also going to create opportunity for a variety of models, which can be controversial. We've seen some have come and gone, and I think that's going to continue. But I think the ones that have been very successful and have shown the path over the past 10 years. I think those are the ones that are going to continue to lead the market.
All right, home-based market growing, and Focusrite has documented it again in their 2012 Travel Agency Landscape Survey. Tomorrow we're going to get into some more information in terms of the various segments and the mix of business, but we're also going to get into, for travel agents, what they say in some cases drives their influence at the point of sale. Till then, I'm Mark Murphy with Douglas Quimby of Focusrite.